You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Dr. Barbara Eaton's 56-day chiropractic boot camp, Dr. Alok Trivedi, the Black Diamond Club, Element Mattresses, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, MedZone, Vantage Point Marketing, Movable University, the Universal Tractioning System, Imaging Services, and Zingit Solutions. Let's hustle. Here, Chiro Hustle live stream. This is an afternoon edition. I have the honor of interviewing Richelle Knowles today. We're going to dive into getting nitty gritty on why Mile High, and we'll talk a little bit about foreshadowing how Dr. Danny Knowles is recovering from his medical concern. And before we jump into that, I want to pay recognition to Barbara Eaton and her 56-day chiropractic boot camp. Give her 56 days and she'll double your practice. So if you guys are looking to have more strategy and more systems involved to building your practice bigger and better and faster and stronger, reach out to Dr. Barbara, and I'm sure she would love to hear from you. Her link is right here. I'm just going to show that real quick so people know where to go to get the goods. And Richelle, you're coming in from Broomfield, which is just south of Boulder, and I'm coming in from Grand Junction, which is in the Grand Valley on the Western Slope, which I like to say it's where no one lives. And I moved here to hear the birds chirp. So welcome to the welcome to the show, Richelle.
Thank you so much for having me, Jim, and thank you for all that you do for chiropractic.
Well, you know, I think that there was a big void that was missing in the chiropractic consistency and the message. And coming from a chiropractor, it has a distinct bias. And people are like, well, yeah, why wouldn't they support their own profession? But when you have third-party validation that is consistently telling the story, I think that we're making, the right steps forward to getting better exposure for the truth in chiropractic. So that's really what our job is.
Yes, I agree. That's great.
So you have this amazing event coming up here next month. It's about 3 weeks out, actually, maybe just under a month. What is Mile High, and why should people be going there?
Well, I'm biased, just like what we were talking about. But we really started Mile High to have, in this part of the country, to have an event that was really sharing the chiropractic message. We didn't want people to walk away that it was just an event that was a big raw event, but that it was something where people could come. They could get philosophy, yes, but they could get research. They could get practical tools for practice. They could connect with other people in the profession and just really find a home. There's amazing events that go on, Chiro Fest and Cal Jam, and you were just at Focus and New Beginnings and the Berkshires. So many amazing things that happen all around our country, and we're grateful to kind of be named in that group. But we wanted to have a Colorado-based program that just really found a home for chiropractors that are dedicated to its principles. So,
and this is year 6th, and I've been with you guys from year 1. So
exactly,
how has this grown in 6 years?
It's grown leaps and bounds. You remember the first one was in a smaller room, and there were maybe about 150 people there. It was still awesome, but it was definitely more of a fly by the seat of our pants, like just get people together type of an event. Still lots of really good content. There were a lot of local docs, which there still are. We always try to infuse this event with local Colorado docs. But it just grows and grows and grows every year, and gets richer and deeper. And we get, quality speakers and vendors and people that are really consistent with the message of the brand of chiropractic that, we support.
Yeah. And last year was really fun for me because I got a chance to, it was one of the first events, I think event number 3 that I actually did live interviews from location. That's something that we're going to bring back this year.
Right. And you guys are filming it too, which is really cool. We really appreciate that.
Well, as much as we can contribute and to make it a fair exchange, that's something Danny taught me early on. He taught me about equal exchange for services rendered and what people get. So thank you, Danny, for the mentorship a few years back. And but before we get into it, my first Mile High experience, I was working in a chiropractic office. And this
Right.
is the realness of it. I was working in a
Hmm.
chiropractic office. I wasn't involved too heavily in the chiropractic profession. I was still wrapping up our first film, Chiropractic the Documentary. And I
Hmm.
had an opportunity, much like these new eyes with these
Right.
students that get a chance to come. I,
Hmm.
I, I was like a chiropractic student at the time, not knowing what to expect, except for the idea that there was going to be a bunch of influential chiropractic speakers and that it was going to be kind of like a Disneyland for chiropractic
Right.
experience.
You're right. That's hilarious. That's exactly right. And I think that it's great for chiropractors, brand new in practice and people who've been practicing forever. We have a chiropractor that's in his 80s that comes every year, um, and he's amazing, and he's still doing it, which is great. And then we love having students there. Our student fee for people coming is just, really generous. And we love like just the energy of the students and making sure that they feel supported, that there's chiropractors out in the field that want to see them thrive and do well from the get-go, from the start. And when you go to events like this, I remember when I went to Sherman College in the 90s, there used to be it was the FSCO at the time instead of the IFCO, but they used to have a triune seminar. And some of the people that are my mentors still today spoke at those programs, and it changed the way that I practiced, the way that I viewed our profession and everything. And it was just, those are some of my most memorable times when I was in school, is going to those triune seminars. So we wanted to create something like that so that people had a home and that students had a place to go where they could ask questions about what it's like in practice and just, get loved up.
Yeah, I think that that's something that's really unique about these big Cairo events is we
Hmm.
open the door to so much possibility and the
Hmm.
future opportunities that we create. And I know a lot of the things that we do, it's not just the people on the stage, it's the
Hmm.
conversations in the hallways, it's the late night like chat sessions that go on endlessly at these type of events. But let's
Right.
let's turn back the page just a little bit and talk about this student fund started for our good friend Richard Roth that recently passed
Right.
away, and how
Right.
that's impacting Mile High.
Right. So, I mean, always there's generous doctors that donate into our student travel fund so that either it could go towards tickets or travel or whatnot, for to be able to get students out to the Mile High event. And we wanted to do it in the name of our dear friend, because he passed away this past year, and he always came to Mile High. He was just infused everything with positive energy. He was just such a ball of light, and everybody loved him. And he made the event even more fun. And so, not having him here is definitely a huge loss for this community. But we wanted to make sure that like his legacy lived on, and by providing that, we made that it's the travel funds were in his name. So.
That's really awesome. And
Mhm.
how many slots are open up for students, and how many have been taken?
Right. So I'm not really sure about that because, as most people on this know, we've had a lot of hectic stuff go on in our life in the last 3 weeks. Um, and so definitely go on the Facebook site. I know we were opening up to students. I know it's a boards weekend, but for any of the students that aren't participating in boards, we'll do what we can to make it accessible so that you can get out here. So.
Yeah, I know that opening up the opportunity to students, guys like
Mhm.
Andy Hawkins, who just commented, said two of my favorite people. Can't wait to see both of you
Uh,
in August.
that's
Um,
awesome.
Andy steps up big time every chance he
Big
gets. He's
time.
he's such a student of the game, not just a student of chiropractic, but
Right.
he's a student of communication. He's a student of love and leadership, and he's one of
Hmm.
the guys that was there last year for his first time and really
Right.
took away a massive amount of connection, took away a
Hmm.
massive amount of appreciation, and
Right.
he learned some integral leadership skills from being around so
Right.
many influencers.
Absolutely. And, his family, he's from a family of chiropractors, which is really exciting. And he's actually the student speaker this year. He won the contest, which is amazing. He is just one of my favorite people. He's a really, really good man. So we're excited to have him out.
Yes, he is a beacon of light,
Hmm. He
and
is.
I think that that's one of the things that we need to really appreciate in everything that he does and everything that we've been able to cultivate with this student group.
Hmm.
I think that
Right.
that's something that we can't forget about. But
Absolutely.
let's give a few teasers for people about
Right.
what they can expect with the vendors and with the speakers, and give them a little bit of idea of what they're going to be experiencing.
Right. So the biggest thing that I would say is that it's fun, it's high energy, and there's a really clean, clear, concise, precise message um, about what chiropractic really is, and that we donate proceeds to an organization that's in alignment with our values. So it's the ASRF this year. And each year we pick a different organization to donate back to, because we just feel like there's so many good things going on in our profession right now. Sometimes people tend to focus on the bad, but there's so many good things going on right now, and we just want to build and lift those up. So yeah,
Yeah,
and from the speakers to the vendors, everything is on point and in alignment with the values of what the true chiropractic message is. So.
yeah, and I think that, you guys always bring out the best of the best with the chiropractic speakers. You guys
Mm-hmm.
always bring out the best of the best with involvement from the
Mm-hmm.
connections within the industry who support the event from outside in. And
Right.
I just want to say I appreciate everybody that comes to the event, not only for the seasoned chiropractor, but for the up and coming rock star chiropractor, to all the vendors that support this amazing event out here in Westminster, Colorado. There's so much involvement that we need, that it's amazing to see how everybody steps up and does their part to get the chiropractic message shared to the masses. You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This episode is brought to you by Clothes for Chiro, Dr. Barbara Eaton's 56-day chiropractic boot camp, Dr. Alok Trivedi, the Black Diamond Club, Element Mattresses, Legacy Wealth Management, Posture Screen, MedZone, Vantage Point Marketing, Movo University, the Universal Tractioning System, Imaging Services, and Zingit Solutions. Let's hustle. And it looks like Richelle froze on me. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue on without Richelle. So there's a couple of things that I'd like to touch on. The event is going to be full of talent, and it's going to be full of amazing speakers. It's going to be full of amazing, heartfelt message for the chiropractic profession. If anybody is interested in coming out there, I'm going to put the dates here for when you guys should be showing up. It's August 16th through 19th. Is she back? Let's see if she is back, but I'm going to show you guys here. Mile High is August 16th through 19th. It's milehighchiro.org. Richelle is not with me right now. So thank you, Danny, for jumping on here with us. She is not back, but thank you for the support that you have for us. Yeah, and one of the things that we were able to do, I'm going to see if I can't share this link back with Richelle through Messenger quick. Maybe she can jump back on with me. 2 seconds. Where are you, Richelle? There we go. Here's the link to come back in. So sometimes we get technical challenges when it comes to these Facebook live streams. And let's see if she is back. Hopefully this worked. Yay, she's back.
Hi, I'm back. I'm sorry, Jim. Such is my life right now. So it's a fly by the seat of your pants, but we're making it happen.
So I went on to talk a little bit about, the event and the amazing vendors and the speakers, but let's talk a little bit about something I'm sure everybody is interested in knowing. Let's give an update on your wonderful husband, Dr. Daniel Knowles.
Right. So every day is better and better. And once again, we talk about being biased. I'm super biased. I think he's, absolutely gorgeous. So even post-surgery, people would say, oh my goodness, he looked amazing. It doesn't even look like he just had open heart surgery. So looks can be deceiving in terms of that, because he definitely, he's doing well, he's doing better, but it's been quite the roller coaster. And it was quite a shock to each of us because, he's such a healthy guy. I mean, to everybody, he's such a healthy guy that for something like this to happen, a few days before he turned 48, it was quite the shock. But he's healing, he's recovering. I'm actually in the background. We're at cardiac rehab, and he just got an echocardiogram, and everything's looking good. So, and of course, I guess Sean Dill said it the best. You can't stop the Knowles train. So he just keeps on going. And so those of you that see him still on Facebook, I am making him put his feet up and rest, but there's only so long that you can slow down the Knowles train. He's ready to go. But he's doing better, and he definitely gets tired. And, we're walking, and he's doing everything that he needs to do to recover. And he will be at Mile High, and he wants to speak. But it's been a very difficult road. But I'm just so grateful that he's still alive and still with us, because he's not only amazing chiropractor, but he's a great husband and dad too. So I'm just super grateful.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that sent out amazing stuff to the Knowles family, the prayers, the visits, the endless supply of cards I'm sure people are sending out to you guys, and all of the well wishes. I just want to say thank you to everybody. It's been so supportive of Danny and Richelle and their family over this tough time.
It's been overwhelming, and it's outrageous and overwhelming. I say beyond grateful. We are beyond grateful for the love and support, and the continued love and support from friends and family and colleagues and everybody. I mean, it sometimes you just almost can't believe it. You're just so grateful, and you feel so humbled and honored. So we're really grateful.
Well, I'm going to do a quick recap on our chat so you can get Dr. Danny home. There's a Richard Roth fund out there for bringing students to Mile High. If you guys are listening and you know a student, please tag them in this so we can make sure that we have a full house of students that are taking value in the Richard Roth. Is it a scholarship fund for this?
It is. That's okay. We're calling it student travel fund, but it's like a scholarship fund.
Okay, so we're picking up the tab for I think about 20 students to come to the event,
I believe,
which is pretty dynamic and amazing. Just want to say thank you to all the vendors that support Mile High from outside in. We can't do it without you guys. I just want to say thank you to all the amazing speakers that show up and share the principle and the truth in chiropractic. We need to continuously keep free speech alive and well in the chiropractic profession. That's what we do here with Chiro Hustle, is we go consistent every day, just making sure that there is a voice that's supporting and protecting the sacred trust and keeping principle chiropractic alive and well. And I just want to say thank you, Richelle, for jumping on with us today.
Absolutely.
And to being vulnerable and open to sharing about how your husband is coming along. And
thank you, Jim.
Yeah, and just being who you are. I know when I early on said, "Hey, we're going to do 16 straight weeks of women in chiropractic on the Chiro Hustle podcast," I think honestly you had the most votes out of anybody on that lineup. So just to say that you're very well supported in the chiropractic profession also. So thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
And for your leadership skills as well.
Thank you, Jim. And thanks to Chiro Hustle and your whole team. Everybody's so wonderful, and you feel like family because, you've been around since day one. So we're really grateful for you and your integrity, and thank you.
Well, if anybody doesn't have chiropractic, you do now. And I'm going to say a thank you to Dr. Barbara Eaton and her 56-day chiropractic boot camp for sponsoring the Chiro Hustle podcast and the media company that we're becoming. And I just want to say thank you to Barbara. If you guys are interested in her endless referral cheat sheet, we'll post that comments here in the chat feed here. But before we jump off, I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody that joined us. I want to thank your husband, Dr. Danny, for joining us today. Annie Jackman. We have Brooke Lyons. Let's see. We have Andy Hawkins once again, Nicole Cowley. Thank you so much, Nicole Cowley, for everything you do for chiropractic, being a non-DC. We have Stephen Machado, who was on with us earlier. And Dr. Barbara Eaton, once again, she commented in. She said, "Hey, you two, thank you for all that you do for the profession." So, and then Dr. Adrian Laura, who's not a chiropractor either that supports chiropractic from that angle.
Great. Thank you, everybody.
Well, Richelle, I'll let you get going for the time being, but I look forward to seeing all the Mile High family here in a couple weeks out there on the eastern slope of the state, away from where I live.
There
and
you
I live
go.
on the western
There
slope.
you go.
Thank you, everybody that's been on with us today. I love and appreciate every single one of you. And as I close out, I say you're just one story away. Keep hustling. Richelle, we'll see you soon, okay?
See you soon. See you in a few weeks.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you for listening to Chiro Hustle Live. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.